Salam sejahtera, my name is Rabiyana Ramir. I will present my individual assignment, which is the relevant approach to sustainable destination development. Sustainable development can be defined as the practice of maintaining productivity by replacing used resource with resource of equal or greater value without degrading or endangering natural biotic system. Sustainable development combines concern for natural system, carrying capacity with humanities, social, political, and economic issues. For introduction, sustainable development is an organizing principle for meeting human development goals while simultaneously sustaining the ability of natural system to provide the natural resource and ecosystem service on which the economy and society depend. The desired result is a state of society where living conditions and resources are used to continue to meet human needs without undermining the integrity and stability of the natural system. Sustainable development can be defined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. As the concept of sustainable development has developed, it's focused more toward economic development, social development, and environmental protection for future generations. Next, three primary objectives of sustainable development. First, economic. Economic growth, building a strong competitive economy by ensuring that sufficient land of the right type is available in the right place and at the right time to support growth and innovation. Second, social inclusion, supporting healthy communities by providing the supply of housing required to meet the needs of present and future generations. Also support its social and cultural well-being. Third, environmental. Environmental protection, contributing to protecting and enhancing the natural and developed environment while helping to improve biodiversity using natural resources wisely, minimizing waste and pollution. Next, aspect of sustainable development. There are four aspects. First, development. Second, utilizing of natural resource. Third, intra-temporal justice and also intra-temporal justice. And for the principle of sustainable development, there are five, which is living within environmental limits, achieving a sustainable economy, promoting good governance, using sound science, responsibility, and also ensuring a strong, healthy, and just society. Next, for sustainable development approach, there are four main approaches. First, appraisal of the environment. Second, estimation of the environmental impact. Third, natural resource accounting. And fourth, government policies and economic outlook. For appraisal of the environment, any initiative for sustainable development must begin with favorable environmental conditions. It's important to consider the area's symbiotic link between local ecology, social structure, and economic conditions. The biophysical conditions of any area are indirectly bound to the region's economic order, which influence social development. And for the assessment process is supported by a true biophysical investigation. Next, estimation of the environmental impact. Environmental impact research concerns the interrelationship between natural system and the development process. The environment and its positive use are key factors for sustainable development. Sustainable development is defined as development that achieves complete social and environmental harmony. So, identification of the major positive aspects as well as their optimal utilization and monitoring are needed to achieve this goal. Different ecological inputs as well as climate, soil, vegetation, and drainage resource should be properly assessed and monitored, and the impact of development on this natural system should be thoroughly investigated. Next, natural resource accounting. According to Robert Rapeto, in his book Global Possible, he tried to emphasize the need for natural resource accounting. According to him, natural resources like clean air, soil, water, marine resources, and livestock deterioration and exhaustion are not taken into account when the gross national product of a country is calculated. But natural resource loss directly affect national productivity, resource creation, and national income. Ecology and the economy are intrinsically related. Any loss in the environment must hamper economic prosperity. Therefore, natural resource accounting is mandatory for the sustainability of development. Thus, the traditional accounting system, however, is not very effective in this regard. Sustainable development requires more precise and delicate accounting system. In the World Bank report for environmental and resource accounting, an overview, environmental accounting for sustainable development, GDP is essentially a short-term measure of total economic activity for which exchange occurs in monetary terms. It is less useful for gauging long-term sustainable growth, partly because natural resource depletion and degradation are being ignored. And lastly, government policies and economic outlook. The widening gap between poor and rich countries, inequality among individuals, massive trade, capital flow, and lack of uniformity in government policies hamper sustainability in development. The dearth of integrated, coherent development policies, lack of price incentive, awareness, and absence of information campaign may hamper sustainable development, as seen in most of the underdeveloped nations. Unsustainable use of natural resources should be stopped by imposing taxes or reducing or abolishing subsidies, so government policies can play a decisive role in the process of sustainable development. For conclusion, a number of general reservations have been voiced from various quarters regarding the sustainable development concept. Traditional economists have voiced the criticism that this is simply a revamped version of a debate on the absolute versus relative scarcity of resources. It is pointed out that the idea of limit to growth inherent in the sustainable development concept is based on an unduly pessimistic worldview. From an ecological perspective, critics point out the unclear delineation between development and growth, and say that we have clung on too long to traditional indicator of welfare. Extensive analysis is still necessary so as to define sustainable development unequivocally and implement it in practically policymaking. So far, neither the necessary concept nor the necessary institution would appear to be available to transform the global economy from its current quantitative growth from its current quantitative growth policy to a strategy of sustainable development. Yet, the ecological problem all over the world demonstrates just how urgently a different development policy is needed. So, based the Brundtland Commission's development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And that's all. Thank you.